I believe that each of us has a purpose. And even though there are times in life that we may not know exactly what that purpose is, I believe the process of creation always brings us back to it. Through our thoughts and our actions, we create love, hate, music, art, destruction, beauty, and everything else in between. All of us are creators, whether we realize it or not. My name is Braden Barrie. I'm from Ontario, Canada, and when I was 13, I started writing songs. I don't really know why or how it happened. I just know it became the only way for me to wrap my head around the emotions, thoughts, and struggles I was going through back then. To this day, it still makes me feel the exact same way. The only difference 10 years later is that now I have an incredible following all over the world that I get to share it with. When I started out, all I wanted was to use my music to help people feel like they weren't by themselves, because that's something that I was going through. The process of sharing my music made me feel like somebody was there, and that I could be there for someone too. I finally felt like I had a purpose.
Hold on.
And that purpose has led me to experience things that I only ever dreamed of as a kid. I've been able to watch my followers, my streams, my views climb up into the millions, watch my music videos on MTV, heard my songs on the radio, seen my photos in some of my favorite music magazines, and most importantly, I've been able to play my music in front of hundreds of thousands of people around the world. But the truth is that none of that comes close to the feeling I get when I've created something beautiful and real. Throughout my journey, I've released a total of 7 albums, and each one served its own purpose in telling its own piece of my story. And now I am very happy to share this next chapter with you. But this time, I'm doing something completely different than ever before. I've always made acoustic music. That's how I started, and it will always be a piece of who I am. But last year, I found myself creating different sounds than I ever had, and I ended up falling completely in love with it. I felt kind of torn. I felt like I was creating 2 completely different albums, and I didn't want to have to choose just one over the other, which leads me to right now. This year, in 2018, I am releasing 2 full-length albums. One is the SayWeCanFly album, the side of me that will always tell its story with an honest heart, an acoustic guitar, and a fascination with darkness. And the other, which I'm releasing under my name, Braden Barrie, is an electronic album. It's a side of me I've never really explored, or didn't even really know existed until now. And I really had to build up the courage to create this music and share it. And this side of me still tells its story with an honest heart, but bigger and wider sounds, and a fascination with movement. As some of you may know, I partnered with the fine folks at Epitaph Records for my last 2 albums, and it was an awesome experience working with them, and I learned so much. But I also realized over time that I had lost sight of what was most important to me and the reason I began this journey in the first place. And that reason was and always will be my connection with you guys and our connection with each other. So I am reaching out to all of you and asking for your help to see this vision through. This double album release is something I'm undertaking completely independently. I want to create the best music videos humanly possible. I want to make these songs sound the absolute best they can and build an entire world with these 2 separate albums. Most of all, I want to make sure that these albums are heard louder and promoted harder than anything I have ever done before. By supporting this campaign, you are donating directly to the creation process, and below you can see exactly where all of the money's going to go. Along with this, I've decided that I want to donate any money that we don't use for this campaign, and 5% of all album sales on this record cycle, to help raise awareness for suicide prevention. Writing songs has always been my way of trying to help, but I want to do more to help this cause because I know for a fact it's something that hits home for many people that listen to my music. I honestly do understand what it's like to struggle with who you are. I've had so many moments in my life where I felt that way, but you will never ever be alone in that, and none of us will be. I want to thank each and every single one of you for your love and support over these last 10 years because it's been the absolute most amazing journey that I could have ever asked for. And I've grown so much, I've learned so much about myself, and I am so excited to release this new music. And I want you to know that this is our creation, and it would not be possible without you. Your support means more to me than you will ever know, and I love you guys so much. So here's to us and the journey ahead.
Well,